Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing today? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. So listen, right? I'm coming on today because this was on my heart actually since yesterday. And it's something that I want to talk to you guys about because I think it's very important. So this is a hashtag Get Real Woke discussion on inclusivity in the community. Okay. Here's the thing, right? We as a community have a couple of issues, right? And I want to bring those issues to light, and I want to talk about a few things and discuss them. And they surround inclusivity. So check this out, right? All right. A lot of people in the black community have what I would like to call a crabs in the barrel mentality, whereby, they are okay with you winning as long as you're not winning more than them, right? They're okay with you and good with celebrating your wins and victories, provided that your wins and victories don't outshine theirs, right? There is so much division and divisiveness in our community that it makes it difficult for us to work together. Because, we're always competing with each other instead of supporting one another. And I find that to be a very detrimental mentality to have, because at the end of the day, right, there's this big talk right now and a big push, and I'm fully supportive of it. I want to put this out there. I'm fully supportive of it. There's a big movement right now for diversity and inclusion, in corporate America, giving, the minority community, specifically the African American community, more access to opportunities in corporate America, better pay, better positions, etc., etc., etc. Opportunity to be able to seek higher level executive positions, things like that. And I think that's great. I think we do need that. I think that access to opportunity should be provided. I think there should be more diversity and inclusion in corporate America in general, but more specifically in areas where, diversity and inclusion has always been a struggle, like, Wall Street, like at law firms, like in the renewable energy industry, places like that where diversity and inclusion hasn't, and still, like in the renewable energy industry, I mean, diversity and inclusion is a far cry. However, with all of that being said, with all of that on the record, I want to ask the community a question. How is it, and how do we look as a community when we go to people that are outside of our community, right? So we go into white people who used to be our oppressors, right? And still are in a lot of respects, and I'm not saying every single white person is like this, but a lot of them still are, right? And so while they may not be oppressing us, overtly anymore, they're still very much oppressing us covertly. And so how does it look that we as a community go to these same people with our hand out saying, give us access to opportunities, give us more inclusion, include us in corporate America, and we don't even include ourselves within our own community? How does that look? Make it make sense. We look silly because we asking people that are outside of our community to do for us, and we're not even doing for ourselves. We're not even working together. We're not even coming together. We not supporting each other. That's a problem. It makes us look silly. It makes us look hypocritical. And that's the truth of the situation. We look silly. If we want other ethnic demographics, especially white people in the United States, to include us, we got to lead the way. Because change starts with us first. Change starts with our community first. You see what I'm saying? Change starts with our community first. And that's real. And so, if we don't change, if we don't show by example what inclusivity looks like, then how is it that we are going to expect anyone to take our diversity and inclusion discussions with any measure of long-term seriousness. We can't. So I liken it like this, right? So, a lot of people say that the game is sold, not told. That's what we say that a lot in our community. Game is sold, not told. And I do agree that some of the game probably should be sold, right? But at the end of the day, what blows my mind more than anything is that, you know what I mean? I believe that the fundamentals of the game shouldn't be sold at all. They should just be told. They should be given away. And I liken it to building a house, right? So when you give somebody the fundamentals of the game, when you give someone the fundamental teachings and you give them the basic foundational, for example, financial literacy and business concepts that they need, right? That should be a basic right of being a member of our community. That's a basic right. Like citizenship is a basic right if you're born in this country. The basic fundamentals of financial literacy and business development should be basic innate rights that we are entitled to in our community. And people that have that knowledge should be willing to give that knowledge away for free. That's what I believe, right? This is inclusivity. This is working together, right? This is supporting one another, right? This is empowering each other to be able to be successful. Now think about it, right? When I empower you with the basic financial literacy and business development tools, what I'm really doing is I'm giving you the tools you need to build your own house. I can't build your house for you. I can help you build your house, but you should want to build your own house. You should want to put the work in and have the desire to want to build your own house, right? And so when you get the basic financial literacy and basic business development skills, you're getting the wood, the cement, you're getting the insulation, the electricity stuff that you need, the plumbing pipes that you need. You're getting all the tools necessary to be able to build your house. Now you have to build it. But if people want to charge an arm and a leg in our community and take advantage of our community by trying to give away basic information, most of which isn't really that great, right? For the high, then how do we empower our community, right, to be able to build their own houses? How do we build houses? You can't build houses that way. How is it that when one person succeeds, we quickly want to pull them back down and bring them back into the bucket with us? That doesn't work. That is not inclusivity. Inclusivity is not we all struggle, we all suffer, we all stay at the bottom of this bucket together. That is not inclusivity. That's detrimental and destructive. Inclusivity is, let me help you get up so that way when you get up, then you can pull me up. And as I elevate, I'm going to pull you up, and we keep pulling each other up. We celebrate each other's successes. See, that's how me and my team do it, right? Me and my team. Yo, listen, we are not in competition with each other because we understand that our number one competitor is ourselves. We trying to be better versions of ourselves every single day. Every day. And when one of us wins, we all win. We celebrate. Because we know that that person now is in a better position, has better access, has better relationships that they can bring to the table to help everyone else on the team benefit and eat and raise up. And as someone else achieves a higher level, we're not looking at them saying, are they higher than me? Or am I higher than them? No, we're not saying that. We're saying, cool, great job. Hey, man, we love it. Because we know that when that happens, we're going to all elevate in time. You see what I'm saying? Together, each achieves more. Team. We have to have a team building mentality in our community. We need that. See, think about it like this. This is how crazy diversity and inclusion sounds when we don't have inclusivity in our own community. I want you to think about this, right? Okay. So first and foremost, right? I build a house, right? And then I empower you with the tools to build your own house. Now think about this, right? Think about this for a second. you don't want to build your own house, or you got people tearing you down and preventing you from building your own house, right? We don't include each other, so we don't help you build your house. We leave you out there to figure it out for yourself, right? Or you just don't want to build your own house. So now I've built my house, but now you come to my door and say you want a bedroom in my house. That's what it sounds like when we as a community go to these white folks and ask them for inclusion. We're basically saying, hey, we don't want to include each other. You know what I mean? We don't want to build a house. You know what I mean? We're not going to help each other build a house, but we want you to give us a bedroom in your house. And the worst part about it is, listen, and this is where knowledge is the tools to build the house, right? And this is why it's so important that we have it. Knowledge is the tools to build the house. Experience, right? And this is why you got to work towards building your house, and you need people to help you build your house. Experience teaches you how to build the house right, how to lay that foundation properly, how to lay that framework properly, the framing of the house, how to set that drywall, make sure you got insulation in there, because if you don't put insulation in there, baby, it's going to be a cold winter. Huh? You know, this is the thing about it. And so, you know, I wanted to share this with you because I think about these kinds of things. The more houses you build, the better you get at it. That's execution ability, right? Experience breeds execution ability, because the more you do a thing, the more you know, and the faster you're going to be able to do it, right? But when you have that skill set, and when you're able to have, you know, and develop that level of skill set, it's very important that you reach back and each one teach one. Let's reach back and help somebody else get that same knowledge, experience, and execution ability so we can all win together. But here's the truth, right? And I've said this before, but now I'm going to try to point home a little further. Here's the truth. And this is why I believe, this is my opinion now, from what I've seen. This is why I believe a lot of people don't want to pass off information, right? And want to hoard it all to themselves as if it's some state secret or some matter of national security, right? This is why I think that. See, what I find is a lot of these people running around trying to sell this information for the high. A lot of these people running around trying to figure out, you know what I mean, how they can make a buck off some basic information, right? I find that the reason why they don't want to share information, I find that the reason why a lot of people in our community don't want to share information is because, so first, the financial literacy rate is extremely low. Business development knowledge rate is extremely low in our community. So the few people that know a little bit, right, they want to hold it on. They want to hold on to it for dear life because they're afraid. They have limited skill set, limited knowledge, limited experience. And so they're afraid. They're afraid that if they give you the one little trick that they got, because they're one-trick ponies. So they're afraid that if they give you the one little trick they got, then maybe you'll be able to do the trick better than them. And you'll make more money than them, and it's going to hurt my pockets. Let me tell you some truth, right? When you really cut like that, when you really got a wide breadth and depth of knowledge and experience, right, and execution ability, you don't have a problem giving away information because you want to see everybody else win. Because first of all, you want everybody to be on equal footing because, you know, you feel like a bully if you're competing against, it's like a 6'8", 280-pound dude competing against a child. Like, it's just not right. Like, it's not fair, right? You want that competition because competition makes you better. And when you really cut like that and you really got the knowledge and experience and execution abilities, guess what? You know already that the cream rises to the top. You know this. You know this. And because you know the cream rises to the top, right? A person can have all the knowledge they want. But if they don't have the execution and experience to go with it, it's still not going to do much for them. Again, this goes back to building that house. A person builds a house the first time, ain't never done it before, ain't going to be as proficient as somebody that's built 100 houses. That's just real. And if you constantly working to better yourself every day, why are you worried about the person that you giving game to catching up or passing you? Because they can't pass you into years of experience. They can't. And as they're growing, you're growing. And as they're learning, you're learning. You can't make up time. You can't catch up time. You just can't do it. But even if they do pass you up, it's cool. Celebrate that. Appreciate that. Because at the end of the day, if you help them get there, you help them get their start, do you think that these very same people are not going to reach back and be like, yo, bro, I got this, and this, and this. I want to bring you in on that. you're going to make more money. Everybody got to stop counting everybody's pockets. Stop worrying about what the next man is making. Stop worrying about competition. Because the only competition, as I said earlier, is you. You your only competition. As long as you being the best you can be every day and you working and developing on your personal growth and development every single day, you're going to always win. And not everything is for everybody. You see what I'm saying? So it may not be for you to become a billionaire. It may not be for you to become a 100 millionaire. But if you help somebody along the way and they can take it far enough to become a 100 millionaire, guess what? Now, when you start something and you need help in something or you need a relationship, they may be able to reach in their Rolodex and do something that's going to benefit your life and elevate you. That's the power of teamwork. That's the power of relationships. I tell y'all all the time, it's not money that makes the world go round. It's not. It's people. People make the world go round. Money is nothing but a byproduct of your quality relationships. That's it. But if we're not going to be inclusive of one another, if we're not going to look out for one another, if we're not going to work together to make the overall collective better, if we're not going to push people up and elevate people instead of tearing people down, then we as a community will always remain fractured, and we will never be able to achieve real measured economic success, economic development, economic empowerment. Because in order to achieve economic empowerment, you have to have a collective mentality. The collective has to perform. It can't be individual performance because you can only get but so far by yourself. See what I'm saying? You can only get but so far by yourself. You need help. And if you have no one around you in your own community that can help you because they don't have the knowledge or the relationships to be able to help you get there, right? Because you're so busy tearing them down and competing with them and trying to break them down and prevent them from elevating and progressing, then you end up on an island all by yourself. That's what happens here. You lose long term. Business development, wealth building, financial strength, financial health, all of these are long-term gains. They're not short-term gains. They do not happen overnight. There is no shortcut to success. There is no elevator. You will walk every single step. Every one of them. Every one of them. And depending on how far you want to go, depends on how many steps you're going to have to walk. But you will walk every single step. You will stumble along the way. You will fall down some flights of stairs. It's your job to get up and keep climbing those stairs. That's how this works. It's work ethic. I'll take a person that has mediocre knowledge, mediocre intellectual capacity, that'll work their ass off, as opposed to somebody that's a damn genius, but lazy, unwilling to put in the work. Hard work trumps intellect every day of the week. Because if you put in enough time, you're going to gain the knowledge anyway. It may take you longer, but you're going to get it. And you're going to go further than the person that would started off so much more intellectually gifted than you, simply because you put in the time that they were unwilling to put in. But you got to do it as a team. We got to do this as a team. We have to. We must have inclusivity in our community. It is a non-negotiable reality for us to be able to achieve the types of things that our community is capable of achieving. This is a reality, and I cannot drive this point home any harder or any more fervent. So serious. So I just wanted to share these things with you. I'm willing to take some questions now. If anybody has any questions, I know somebody wanted to go live. I'm not sure if they're still here. Rock Williams has sent me a live request, but I don't know if he's still here. So therefore, there's that. I did see something about someone trying to @homegrow_vet. Tried to buy a credit book, but couldn't create an account. I'm going to reach out to you about that offline. And I'll have my team look into it. But at last check, which was last night, everything is working and functioning fine. But I will have the team look into that. And I'm going to reach out to you offline on that. So I just wanted you to know that I did see that comment. And I will definitely reach out to you offline about that. So now, I think I've said everything I want to say. I appreciate y'all for listening, spending some time with your boy again. So, as I always say, like, subscribe, follow, share this information with anybody that you think can benefit, because the more people that hear this information, the more ears that this content touches, the more people will be able to benefit. Now, listen, I know some of y'all ain't gonna like this conversation because, we in our community, we sometimes don't like to face, harsh concepts and harsh truth and harsh reality. But if we don't stand in the mirror and take a real assessment of our community and do something about it, we're never gonna progress. And that's real. You know what I mean? So I thank y'all again for listening. And that's really all I had to say. So, again, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day, and I'll holla.